media for the latest updates.
At Wells Fargo, we believe that doing can make a difference. That's why we've donated over $2 billion to strengthen local communities over the last 5 years. From over $745 million to help address housing access and affordability, to roughly $420 million to help small business owners through nonprofits, to over $55 million to support scholarships and programming for students. Because doing gets it done.
Being a part of the Hang community, you'll have access to a variety of events: NFL, NBA, WNBA, baseball, cricket, and even golf. But how do you join, and what can you do? Let me show you. Make sure you're using Google Chrome for the best experience. On the letshang.live homepage, you'll see a list of events. Find the one you want to attend. On the event day, that same button will read Join Event. When you click that button, it will take you into a whole new world. Don't forget to allow your browser access to the microphone and camera. And you're in. You can drop your questions in the chat, and we'll even invite you on camera to ask your questions live directly to your favorite stars. If you're having any support issues, you can always private message Hang Support. Don't forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates.
Is going to be about on the field.
There you go. There you go. Damon, we love you. Always bring the energy. I'm so glad to have you back again this year. This is going to be a great time. I got to ask you, I see curtains in the background, so I'm assuming you're in a hotel. So where are you logging in from?
Yeah, so I'm in Miami, but I'm in the hotel right now. But I'll be on my way to the game after we finish up. But, you know, the Wells Fargo All-Stars got to show up first and share what we have to share. And then we'll get on to the game.
Hey, that's a dedication right there. When you're going to spend the first half with us, then you go live to the game. So we definitely appreciate that. So shout out to Wells Fargo for making today's hang possible. Thank you guys so much. You know, we love Wells Fargo. We're going to hear so much about the incredible things you guys have going on throughout today's first half. So before I introduce our guests, I want to do a little housekeeping just so if you're new to hang or if it's been a minute since you've been on a hang, I want to make sure that you get the most out of your hang experience. So one, make sure you're on a Google.
Some of our folks from the bank, they can also put a question in for our All-Stars here at Wells Fargo. We're ready.
That's right, because you guys have you guys have a lot going on, and we want to make sure that they're also taking advantage of those opportunities. I always say when people are putting opportunities in front of you, we have to take advantage. So instead of trying to call and be on hold, they can ask you right now. Now, we can't give you your bank balance today. I will say from today's hang, will actually win a $250 Fanatics gift card. So you can get game day ready. You can get your swag on, buy your jerseys, whatever it is you need to do right there at Fanatics. So we'll be announcing that winner at the end of the first quarter. So stay tuned for that. All right. Now, real quick in the chat, because we just want to make sure that the chat is working. I need everybody to drop the city where they are hanging from. So let's shout these folks out. Daytona Beach. What's up with it, y'all? Georgia's in the building. Jonesboro. Okay. New York's finest. Of course, what's up, John? Marshawn is in hot Atlanta. Simba's in Chicago. We got Charlotte, North Carolina. So we have people from all over. What's up, Joe? Represent H-Town. We love that. Houston's in the building. All right. All right. Well, we definitely appreciate Strong Islands in the building. Maryland's in the building. Okay. Hog Pride. We love that. We see you. All right. So let's go ahead and bring on our talent. I'm really excited to get a chance to hang with these guys, Damon. I admire both of these gentlemen. Our first talent that we're going to bring on, he's a former linebacker for the Vikings, Packers, and the Cardinals. Currently portrays Diamond on Power Book 4 Force, and he attended Morehouse College and is a proud member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Welcome to the hang, my brother from another mother, Isaac.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Jay, thank you for that great introduction. Damon, thanks for being here with us. You know how we do it, Jay. Like I've been with this Let's Hang for life, and that's why I hope to stay. I love that feeling.
Okay, so let me tell everybody, seriously, whenever I find out that Isaac is going to be on a hang, I am so, because look, that's my boy. Y'all don't even understand. I love Isaac. He has a great personality. He's so engaging with the audience. And I actually know I can get up and take a potty break. He's going to take over from me. Like, he be really holding me down like that. So, Isaac, you know how I feel about you, dog.
Right back at you. You know the feelings.
TV host, actor.
Doing? Love you. I love Isaac. I love HBCU action. I am currently in Boston, and I'm here for an HBCU game that we just had at Harvard. And now I'm flying to Miami, so I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be at the after party. I'm gonna miss the end of the game, but I'm gonna make it for the after parties tonight.
That's the life of a star, right? When you're like in all these different places in one for today, who's gonna win? Is it gonna be FAMU? Is it gonna be Howard? Isaac, I know you're a little biased, but it's all good. I still gotta ask.
Yeah, I'm a little biased, but I was kind of checking out, I'm kind of watching the game now. So when you see me look down, I found it on my phone, so I'm watching through my YouTube TV. And right now it's 0-0 is the first quarter, and now FAMU has the ball. But my pick, I'm going with FAMU. I'm going with FAMU. I just feel like as I look at the game, and already early in the game, I can see where the energy is kind of going. But I think FAMU just kind of have a little more chemistry right now. And plus, we play Howard probably in 2 weeks, so I hope they beat up on him a little bit.
He was going for FAM. I was thinking Howard University. Howard has had a great football team these last couple years. They've been working real hard. They changed up their program. Their coach is focused. They got some good young recruits this year. So I'm excited to see. So Isaac, we're gonna see how this plays out. We're gonna do a little side bet on the side.
I like that. I like that actually.
We like the friendly wagers, like we do. Yeah. Like, we love that. We can make a bet here. It's a friendly bet, right? Like, it gotta be
very friendly bet. Very friendly bet. Okay. You don't want to. We got Wells Fargo on the line, so we can't come on here, putting up. We got to be very responsibly fiscal. We got financial literacy is important, so we can't come on here. We can't start off bad, Jade. We can't start off bad.
That's right.
That's right.
You in line? Don't worry. We'll help you out.
Damon's looking at me. Damon's looking, and don't open up my Wells Fargo account, Damon. All right. I spend a lot of money on places I shouldn't. Okay. I'm always spending money at the club. I'm buying too many sneakers. I'm sorry. I know. I'm gonna stop buying jewelry and sneakers. I'm sorry.
Terrence,
get my Wells Fargo account back online. Okay. I'm gonna get it back on track.
Terrence, we just need you to spend a little bit of time with our bankers, and we can make sure we work everything out for you. 10, 15 minute conversation.
I've been with Wells Fargo for 20 years now. 20.
You, Terrence. That was my first solo bank account when I went to college. I still have it to this day, hands down. Now I'm with Terrence. Don't check that account though, because that one is always a little iffy. That's my play money account.
Yeah, don't check it. I think I still might owe y'all some money or something. So don't check it.
Hey, we are a solution-based bank, so whatever challenges you have, just talk to us. We'll work it out.
I love it. Thank you.
So I want to remind everybody that's on hang, if you want to talk to Isaac, if you want to talk to Terrence, if you want to talk to Damon or myself, please put your questions in the chat. Don't get off this hang today and say, dang, I had the opportunity to ask them a personal question. Please make sure you put your question in the chat, and we'll call on you to unmute yourself so that you can also hang out with these guys. All right. So I got to ask Isaac and Terrence, y'all both went to HBCUs. For those that may not know, let's talk about what the energy was like on campus before these big games. Share some of those on the yard memories. We're gonna take you back in time a little bit.
Yeah. I thought I'd go first. Morehouse, when I played football, so it was a different energy for me. So I didn't get a lot of time to experience the pre-game parties and all those things like that because I was too busy practicing, getting prepared for the game. But what I remember is, especially back then, and in my age, but the '99 to the 2000s,
Yeah.
homecoming was everything. Like homecoming was when celebrities would come in town, they would come to the game. And what's the commotion going on about? Because that's just how packed the stadium would be. And I speak for homecoming just because that was the time when everybody came back and everybody would come back to the school and be there for the games. Now HBCUs, it's yin and yang. Being a football game, some people in the stadium, some people just outside the stadium. So as a football player, I'm like, where everybody at? So at the time when I was there, but it's just the energy of just classics and bringing these teams together and having these HBCUs be exposed to cities that they're not necessarily exposed to. Some of these cities, as you go back west, there's not a lot of HBCUs or any that way. So being to have a classic in those areas and other different areas, I mean, that's kind of what got me involved. I remember going to a classic back in St. Louis. I think it was Arkansas Pine Bluff and maybe Grambling. And that just started getting my insight about HBCUs and what it looks like to be able to attend one. So the energy's always been magnificent and it attracted me. So that's my story.
I love that. Terrence, what about you?
First of all, Jay, you see how Isaac did us, right? He's like, well, I actually played football. And,
Right.
for guys like Terrence that came to watch me play, I said I was on a strict regiment. I ate celery sticks for the whole week. So while Isaac was training and he was changing his life in a positive direction, for us, it was the time of the year. Like you could just start to smell the fish fry and the chicken off the grill and the barbecue and all the good food. And we're members of a fraternity, so you could hear all the strolling and the camaraderie. The deltas are over here. You hear them. Ooh, you hear the AKAs. You hear the whole. You just hear all of it. It's magical, and it's this beautiful tapestry of Black culture, Black excellence, fellowship. I didn't have any siblings growing up. So for me to be able to find brothers that I can consider my brothers for life, I fell in love for the first time. You have professors, all of these things. And so on that Saturday afternoon, when you're getting ready for the football game, it all kind of comes together. Everybody's, hanging out, you're on the yard, you're on the grill, you got class on Monday, but you don't have class on Sunday. So this is the day when, you're putting it all out there. And that's what's so beautiful about us as a people, and especially when it's time to come back for these classics. Like I remember going to the Orange Bowl Classic and just being like a kid in the candy store. I went to North Carolina A&T, and growing up, I had never been to any of these other states. So coming down to Florida, coming down and being with Orange Bowl, all of it was life changing experiences when I was a young man growing up. And now to this day, whenever I want to connect, whenever I've been doing too many things that don't touch the culture. I remember a few years ago, we were doing the Oscars. It was like the Oscars, SAG Awards, and Grammys. And by the end of that run, I was like, man, I'm ready to be around us. Okay. I'm ready to get back to the cookout. I've been in a suit and tie way too many times, too many. You need to, and I think for a lot of us, whether you're an engineer, you're a doctor, or whether you work at Wells Fargo, I think when it's time for HBCU season, that's the time where we can all like really connect and relate. And so whether you're in college now or you're an alumni, and I just celebrated my 20-year anniversary. No matter where you are within the spectrum, this is a very special time. And so to be able to hang with y'all like this, to be able to kick in and just talk smack with Isaac today and all of it is very special.
Man, you hit on a lot of both of you guys on a lot of incredible points. First being, we're going to kick it on Sunday, but we have class on Monday. Do y'all remember when we only needed 2 hours of sleep to be able to get up and woo, what happened to those days? My goodness.
Oh, man.
Oh,
They're
golly. But like, as I'm listening to you and Isaac talk, like, I know you hear this all the time, but how incredible is it that God has you where he has you? There's a lot of amazing talent that comes out of HBCUs, right? I mean, think of all the things you just named, Terrence, the Oscars, and you know what I mean? Like, and Isaac, you were talking about being on the field and looking back at the celebrities that were in the stand. What's all the ruckus? Who's here? And now you guys are those people, right? Like, who would believe in a million years? Like, I think we have these dreams and these fantasies, but sometimes we just need to be reminded that we are literally living our prayers and our dreams, right? I think it's just so cool just to even think about it. Like, when I'm listening to y'all tell y'all stories, I'm like, wow. And now they have become those people for those students. That's insane. Yeah.
I mean,
that means so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, dreams do come true. I guess you could say that. People always talk about dreams to come true, but dreams are dreams, but that's all they would be unless you set goals, unless you try to set, some type of strategy for what you're trying to be and what you're trying to be. My thing was I just always wanted to be the best person I could possibly be. Yeah. And I didn't always know what that was. I didn't know that I would be at this space right now. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about life and the journey, because it is a journey. And you don't always seem like it's going to pan out, it's going to go the direction you want to, but that's why it's good to have that support group. And part of HBCU is part of that support group. Terrence and I talked the other day, and it was like, HBCU is like, the thing about this is I go back, it's still family. If I went to a bigger school, I was driving on ASU's campus the other day, and I was driving on campus, I was like, it's just so big. It's such a big school with so many different people. It's like you're just there. You're just a person there. But going to HBCU for me was like, no, I meant something. I had a Morehouse mom still. My athletic director is like still one of my mentors and a friend. So it meant a lot to me to have that support. And I think that, nobody makes it alone. Nobody makes it as far as they are in their career or whatever alone. And, the HBCU, that aspect, it helped me. It was family. And so you say all those different things, and talking about it is important because I have to go back and think like, damn, like you just said, looking back at celebrities and like, oh, I'm supposed to be one now. Like, it's different. And the reflection of that, of how far we come, we have to look at, but we have to pat ourselves on the back and say, good job actually saying your name. I wake up sometimes and do something that I didn't feel like I was going to do and say, good job, Isaac. And it feels amazing because I say my name in the phrase. Because we have to pat ourselves on the back because we got to celebrate our wins because there's too many losses that's going to happen. So we got to celebrate our wins to be able to keep that motion and that motivation going and have a good support group.
Isaac, I love what you said earlier around making your dreams into reality. And that's one thing that I know my wife and I, we try to stress with our girls who, actually, let me say young women, because they are trying to figure out adult life after college right now. But it's the idea of you've been dreaming about these different things, that you're passionate about, things you want to do. What are you going to do about it? What actions are you going to put in place to actually make sure you can start taking those steps to make it real? So that's something that we definitely stress, with our kids, and we try to do that with the other young folk that we work with and that we're tied to. So thank you for definitely sharing that, because everybody needs to hear that. And guess what? You're never too old. I don't care how old you are. You're never too old to do that thing that was on your mind from the time you're a child, or maybe something came into your mind as an older adult.
That's right.
You got a new idea of something you want to jump into.
Yeah.
This is the time to jump into it. Let's do it.
Damon, did you play basketball?
I did in high school.
Okay, because I threw that alley-oop for Wells Fargo right there to talk about the I saw you catch it, and I saw you do that, and I want you to go into Wells Fargo can help you with now, help you with the plan.
Through the alley-oop.
Hey, let me catch that again. Put that on in, because yes, we are here. We are here to walk alongside you in your journey through life.
Man,
that's right.
That was good.
We want to make your dreams come true. That's right.
Oh, that's so funny. What the young kids said, clock it. Yes, we're here for it. I love it. Okay, so real quick, Franciscus is in the chat. She had a question, I believe, for Terrence J. So Franciscus, if you could find your, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Uh, okay, there you are. And did I say your name right?
You did.
Oh, look at God. Okay,
I
yes.
love it. This is
Thank you
the
so much
best
for
part of
coming on
Let's
the hang
Hang
with us.
Live. This is the best part of Let's Hang Live is happening right now when people come in and get to ask their question. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go. All right, what was your question? Go for it.
Yeah, my question is for Terrence J. Been following you for years, man. And
Okay.
what was the best career advice anyone's ever given you?
Wow. That is an amazing question. The best career advice that I've ever been given is that your network is your net worth. No matter what I've gone through in my career, because there's going to be ups and downs, right? There's going to be times when, things are going really well, and there's going to be times when you're not. I've had times where I've had the number one movie in the country, and I've had times when I'm ice cold.
Mm,
And no matter where you are with your career, having a powerful network of individuals that support you, that have your back, that you can lean on, it is a game changer. And so, more so than even having money in the county, is making sure that you're rich with relationships and friendships, and that you water your relationships, and that you don't, the people that you see on the way up are the same people that you'll see on the way down. And so, I've been very blessed to have a long career, and that's because of relationships. And so that's been like the number one piece of career advice that I would give anybody, is to make sure that you keep a good network of people around you.
so good.
Thank you.
Francisco, can you believe it? You got a chance to talk to Terrence J. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's actually awesome. I do appreciate being hanging out with everybody and chilling out, watching football on a Saturday. I'm glad football season started back up. So it is
And you're hanging
awesome.
with Terrence J and Isaac Keys, like only on hang, right?
Absolutely.
I'm
Francisco,
saying.
Francisco, who you going for in the game?
I'm going for FAMU in this instance.
Fam, what's the reason?
I just always been a fan of FAMU. I got a coworker that went to school down there as well.
Okay.
So I'm just basically supporting this team for now. Until
For now.
for now.
On this one. Okay.
I'm being
For
Okay.
honest
now.
for now. So until we cross that bridge later on down the road. So
Well, we appreciate your honesty. Thank you, Franciscus. Thank you so much for hanging with us. All right. Now, I actually love that question. I would love to ask you in that, Isaac, what's the best career advice you ever received?
I mean, it was profound just hearing Terrence's his answer to that, because I was thinking about that, like, yeah, the people and relationships you have, you have to look back and look at that. Somebody told me that something similar to it was like your biggest resources is the people on your phone and people that you've met. And over time, I think the best career advice is honestly, I think, is probably just put the work in. No matter what you want to do, put the work in for it and the effort, and eventually making those steps towards that, something will happen.
Yeah.
Now, I think some of the things that we lose for now is people have self gratification. They want it right now. They don't understand. They'll see a Terrence J, they'll see a Isaac Keys, they'll see some of these people now on social media, and they see them just at this top level, but they don't know the work that was put in to get to this point. They don't know the journey. They don't know all the no's. They don't understand all the struggles that went into it as well. So when that goes into place, is that be prepared to put the work into anything that you want to do, because it's not going to just fall in your lap. And if it does, if you don't have a foundation for it, you're not going to keep it.
Oh, that is
And I
so
think that's
good.
some of the most important things that I stand by, I live by, and I think that has helped me get to the level that I am. And I'm still working to just become the best Isaac I can be, and whatever that includes, not just the best anybody, the best Isaac I can be. So,
Yeah.
yeah, put the work
Yeah.
in, and I think
Thank you.
things will come.
Yeah. No, that's so good. I appreciate you sharing that.
But if you can just step out.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, Terrence, I thought you were saying something. Sorry. No, you good?
No, sorry. I mean, Isaac had a great answer, man. I agree with him, man. It really means a lot, for real.
Yeah. No, I love that. Thank you guys for sharing that. Not that anybody wants to know my advice, but I got to share this because
I want to hear it.
Definitely.
You know, honestly, years ago, when I was starting in radio, I remember my mentor at the time, who was also my pastor, he told me, never believe your press. And I didn't understand it. And he said, if you believe your press, whether it's good or bad, it's going to change something about who you authentically are and who God made you to be, right? If you read negative press, then you're going to start trying to change up to people please and like, oh my God, they're saying these bad things about me, so I gotta change it up. But then if you read your good, the good press, then you start getting this inflated ego and start thinking that you're maybe a lot further and that you're up and you can't come down. And it was like the best thing you, but being in any type of entertainment industry, and I'm sure Damon, even for you being at Wells Fargo, there's always noise, right? There's always noise. People have an opinion, people have something to say. And when we allow that to affect us and change us and start to, move the way the world wants us to move, I mean, those distractions can really get us off of what our purpose is supposed to be. So, no, I really appreciate you guys sharing that. That definitely,
Lady
that was
J,
really, yes.
can I throw something in there too? So I love what everybody shared, but one thing that I always heard was continue to be curious. Always ask questions. I don't care if you're jumping on that job and it's your first time there, or you're being brought on to be an expert to that particular role. Ask questions. There's always something new that you can learn. And guess what? People who are in higher places in the job that you're at, they love people who are curious and who are asking questions and want to learn. Those are the type of people they want to pull up and have them on their team. So never be afraid to ask questions. No question is a bad question.
That's right. Never stop learning. Well, I got a question for you then, Damon.
What's that?
I want to hear a little bit more about these HBCU Legends collection cards that you guys have at Wells Fargo. I've been wanting to ask about that because I know when we first started doing the hangs, you guys had a few. Every year, you guys are adding more and more. So let's talk about these HBCU Legends collection cards that you guys have at Wells Fargo.
I love it. I love it. And I got a colleague that's actually on with us, Michelle Martin. She's actually we're going to have a little conversation with her, and she's going to share a little bit more about our HBCU Legends collection, as well as some other work that we're doing. But just in case you all don't know, we've got nearly 50 cards in our collection right now. And so you're talking about HBCU schools that are represented, including FAMU.
Wow.
And we're actually working on getting Howard, bringing them on board. I must say, and of course, Terrence J. Just in case you didn't know, we do have an A&T card.
Oh man,
that's right. That's right.
I need the Aggie card, brother.
Now you have he's gonna be swiping it even more now, Damon.
I need it. Check it out, Terrence. All you have to do is go out to our Wells Fargo design studio, and you can customize your debit card with your favorite HBCU image. And guess what?
That.
It's free, man.
Wow. Hold on. And when you say go to the design studio, is that like your local branch or it's online? How do you do it?
Oh, that's online. So if you go to wellsfargo.com, that will take you right on over there.
Easy breezy.
That's it.
Delivered to my doorstep. I love it.
That's it.
I love it.
Damon, I'm still waiting for you to say you had the Morehouse card coming up. I'll give you a little time, a little space, but I didn't hear it.
Hey, Isaac, let me ask you. I've been trying to get them on, but we need a little bit of help. So
okay.
Maybe you can be that bridge.
What Terrence said, resources. Check with your resources.
You got to know the right people. You know the right people.
That's right. I got you.
I love it. All right,
Michelle M., are you in front of the Hard Rock Stadium? Put the thumb up. Okay, so you about to go to the game.
I am.
All right. I noticed that in the corner. All right, come. So you about to go to the game right now. How's the weather? Is it raining?
The rain has stopped. It's beautiful out here right now.
God loves black people.
Yes. Yes, he
loves
does.
us.
Yes,
he loves us. He don't want us to get rained out because he know we don't like the rain. So he gonna make sure to clear it out for the game.
That's right. Look, the Miami humidity is already, taking care of the hair, but that's okay. It's
I
a
You look
beautiful
great.
understand.
sunshiny day.
You look
Looking
great.
good.
So Michelle, can you do something for us? Can you share? Can you let everybody know who you are and what you do here for Wells Fargo? And then we jump into a few things that you can share with the group.
Absolutely. So, my name is Michelle Martin. I am a program manager with our external engagement team. I have the honor and the privilege of managing the programmatic pieces of our HBCU strategy as well as our national scholarship portfolio.
Awesome. Now, Michelle, I said a little bit earlier, talking about Howard University, how we're getting ready to bring them on board in regards to our HBCU Legends Collection. But Howard is a part of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, the MEAC. And of course,
Yes.
as a bank, we're doing some great things with them. So would love to hear from you, have you share a little bit more about what we're doing here in the partnership with the MEAC.
Absolutely. So at Wells Fargo, we consider ourselves the families, but it also includes supporting the MEAC. And so we are a proud supporter of the MEAC. The MEAC has been in existence, of course, for over about 4 decades now, 4 or 5 decades, and their work has positively impacted the lives of off the field. And so Wells Fargo is invested in those college students as well as the student athletes. Um, and so over the past few years, Wells Fargo has worked with the MEAC to provide financial resources and education to the conference itself, as well as the member institutions.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? One of my cards that I have, I got the
Hey,
82 card.
there
There
you
we
go.
go. There we go.
There you go.
I love it.
Thank
I love it. I got a Jackson State card too for all those Jackson State fans. Just want to show that off too.
I
But
hope
Damon,
those
do
are
you got
numbered
the
make
you
sure
got
they
the
know.
Morehouse card for no?
We're working on it.
We're
Isaac is
working on we're
Isaac is the
working
He need
on
a
plug.
resource,
Morehouse.
man. He need a resource over there. He had a
We are
connection
working on
that can get
Morehouse.
all that.
We
Yeah.
want that Morehouse card to be part of the collection. Absolutely.
Okay, so Michelle, check this out. So we got FAMU against Howard today. Of course,
Mhm.
we've got a relationship with Howard that we're trying to build, and of course with FAMU, we've got a pretty good relationship with them. Can you share a little bit more information about what we've been doing with FAMU over the years?
So with FAMU, we have been proud to sponsor their Small Business Development Center. In 2022, we donated $100,000 in a grant to support the construction and the initial operating cost of their small business development incubator. Money well worth.
And you know what, Michelle? I heard from the FAMU team about the incubator and what's going on today. They're
Mhm.
actually getting ready to begin a new cohort for 2025. They got two cohorts. They've got one cohort that are for new entrepreneurs, people who are trying to start their first small business. And then they've got
Mhm.
another cohort, but now they're trying to learn about ways that they can scale their business and kind of
Right.
build it up. And so they've
Right.
got about 40 to 50 people they're going to have between both of the cohorts next month. So we're excited. Some of our Wells Fargo leaders are actually going to be involved with some of the learning that's going to be taking place with those small business owners. And of course, again, as I said a little bit earlier, and you know this, Michelle, when it comes to Wells Fargo and families, we're all about walking alongside families throughout their whole
That's
life.
right.
So we want to be with you
That's
from
right.
the beginning all the way to the end. And as you transfer, those estates and those assets over to your children, we want to continue that journey with them and make sure that they are reaching their financial goals. So we're excited about the work we do.
Yes, yes. That incubator, like you said, the new cohort, they're going to focus. They have a curated, learning experience for them. So they're going to focus on revenue generation. So, like you're talking about, being able to pass on assets to your children and your grandchildren, and we welcome them. We welcome them all at Wells Fargo.
I
Absolutely.
love it. I love it. Michelle, thank you so much for taking time out before you go back into the stadium to talk to us about the work that we're doing with the MEAC, obviously with FAMU. And of course, HBCU Legends Collection cards. I got Tuskegee. I got Hampton right here too.
Oh man,
These cards are free for all our
Do you
customers.
have every
let's
card
get it.
but Morehouse?
Get it.
Like
All the other schools but Morehouse.
I feel
am
like he has a
impressed.
whole booklet. Jay,
That's
you see,
right.
every time he looks, he's like, I also got Temple Unified, I got FAMU, I got here's Morgan State. What?
I am a proud. I am a proud.
I got Clark Atlanta,
HBCU
Spelman.
graduate.
What you got?
Everybody but Morehouse.
Yes. Yes.
Some schools got 3 cards. I've seen some schools with 3 different versions. All right.
We don't have one. We don't have
And
one.
Isaac, I gotta say this. You know, Atlanta has the AUC, so at this point, we've got Morris Brown College. They're on board with us, and again, we're knocking on the door at Morehouse. We're knocking on the door with Spelman.
Morris Brown just opened back up. And look, and you looked up something like they already got a card. They just got reinstated, and you. Okay,
just got reinstated.
Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta has a card.
Okay,
We
so
do have a
Atlanta has a
Clark Atlanta
card.
card. We do.
Okay, so
I got that right here.
What is Morehouse
Yeah.
doing that we don't have one? What, they just not returning the phone call? What they not doing?
Yeah, man. We just need to be talk. We need to talk to the right people, man. So just connect us.
All right. Okay.
We'll be good.
Done deal. Done deal.
Yeah.
This is absurd.
Leave them alone.
Information. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Wells Fargo. Have fun at the game. Damon will be there joining you in just a little bit. Okay.
Absolutely.
Have a great one.
Have a good one, guys.
Terrence, you are messy.
The Hang team. So when we were doing the prep calls, Joe from Hang and the whole Hang team, I'm like, so what is this thing? They're like, we just want you to have fun. I'm like, are you sure you want me to be? They was like, we want you to be in full HBCU, having fun, trash talk. I'm like, I don't think you understand how this thing can go. So I'm keeping my eye on the people on the chat. I'm making sure I see Miss Gilda. Miss Gilda, I see you. I love the fit. She got her hat on and the t-shirt. You looking good. All right. You ready for them rattlers to do their thing? I see you. I see Addie. I see John K. We gotta make sure everybody feels. So you're all welcome to the cookout. All right. You're at the cookout. This is what it feels like. All right. We got the Hang support. She don't have a name on there. We don't know your name. We see you. You're at the cookout. We see you dance. We got all the people in there. All right. Chandra's half sleep. All right. Well, wake up now. All right. We go get the game's about to start. Okay.
Hold up. Terrence, what's funny is I saw Darwin. He's a Kappa. He was representing his Kappa. We had his Kappa bracelet. When you started calling people out, he turned his camera off. He
didn't want me to get to. He didn't want me to keep on scrolling. He didn't want me to keep on scrolling.
Oh, you are crazy. That is too funny. Okay, speaking of John, you brought up John. So John had a question earlier in the chat. John, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Well, now I have so many more questions. So like number one is, why is there not an Isaac Keys card?
Hey.
Right?
I'm so glad you asked.
Right? I'm here for you, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
And John, it would have to be the card would have to be double the size. It'd have to make a real big card to fit all of Isaac's muscles on the card. So it can't be the normal size. They got to do a jumbo size card for Isaac's muscles.
We got to change the whole infrastructure. We can change the whole infrastructure. Bigger ATMs. We got to have bigger deposits. All that. Change the whole infrastructure. Now we on to something. See how they, resources. John.
We like John. John asked a good question. That was a good question, John.
Great question, John.
Oh, John is frozen now. We lost John. John,
right. He said exactly what he needed to say.
That was a mic drop.
Oh, that was a mic drop. Okay, I'm sure he'll jump back in here in just a second. Oh my gosh, y'all.
Hey, Jay,
yes.
I want to go quick update. We are now it's still 0-0 in the game. We're in the second quarter now, and it's 14. We just started the second quarter. 14 minutes left, and they're going back and forth in the game. Like it's basically a defensive game right now. So we're just waiting to see what's happening. But right now, Howard has the ball, and they're driving down the field. So we'll see what's going on next.
Okay, good. No, appreciate that update. Seriously, thank you so much. Keep us updated on the game, Isaac, too. Golly, it's going by so fast. Like, we're already, again, y'all remember, we're only staying through halftime. After that, we're jumping off. So if you don't ask these guys a question, you're going to regret it later on. I promise you, you will. So, okay, I got to bring up something. This sounds kind of a little self-serving, but it's not. It's to give you guys credit. So, I recently, this is so crazy. It sounds so weird to say this. Don't ask any extra questions, but I just recently filmed my first lead role in a movie. Don't ask where it's gonna be. It ain't like that. It ain't, it might be straight to Tubi. I don't really know. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because acting is hard, y'all. Like, y'all do it so natural. Like, I cried 91 times because I'm like, I can't stop acting. How do you just be? So I gotta ask you guys because I don't think that people appreciate what you guys do for a living, right? I was like, this is crazy. Like, it's so crazy. So I have to ask, what is the secret when you guys get a script, you get a role? How do you shut off the world to just become the character? Right? It's like it's this whole art.
Jay, what was so hard about it? I'm just curious if you elaborate. What was so hard about it for you?
I kept being me. I'm like, they don't want me. They want this character. Like, it was just, and then every time I would like deliver a line, I was like, I sounded like I was in Shakespeare. It was corny. Like, I was like, it was hard.
What was the character? What was the character? What was the description of the character?
Um, oh gosh. Okay. Oh my God. Really? We about to have an acting lesson right here, Isaac. Seriously.
Yeah. You asked a question now. We going in.
No, it's not about me. It's about you guys.
I need to see you cry.
Exactly. So there was a scene where I was supposed to cry. And I think this is what I struggle with because I really enjoyed the people I was on set with. So it would be like how we are. We're laughing and we're joking, but when it's time to get back into character and get serious, I couldn't switch my mind to go back into this serious mode because we've been having such a good time on set. And so yeah, I'm nervous about it because I don't know what I look like. And I'm like, I might not tell you guys whenever, it comes to be. This might be one of those, let's just throw it away or whatever. But I really, truly respect what you guys do on a whole nother level because it's hard to not act when you're acting.
Yeah, I get that. I if I chime in right now, I asked you what's a character like because for you to play the character, it had to be part of you. There had to be something in that character. The reason why you're playing it is because there was something that resonated that is you that's still in that character. You just had to find the truth in that and believe into it. Like, if you look at the character of Diamond on Force, is that when I read the script, I was like, this is me. And that's probably the easiest part of acting, unless you got to be somebody that's completely different from you. And that's the part where you really reach inside yourself. But finding the truth and just finding the truth of the character. You're not yourself. You are acting. So, and there's moments when you're having a good time around with the cast and everything, that's cool. But then you got to go back when it's action, it's like, okay, what is scenario? What is going on? What is my motivation? What am I supposed to be doing in this character? What's supposed to be happening? So that's when the substitution comes in. So if you have to cry, but you don't feel like crying, then you got to find something sad enough in your life to take your mind there and say, okay, what is this? It may not be death in the scene, but maybe death in your life can make you take you to that point, into that area. So the acting part is like, it's finding your truth into it, but then letting yourself go. Let go of your inhibitions, let go of your thoughts and stuff in your head and just be the character. And that's why I get to blame a lot of stuff on Diamond and not me. Because Diamond did that. I didn't do that. I blamed on the characters, you know what I'm saying? So it's not me, but acting it's not easy. It's very much so, and it's a process, like, to do it. Like, that's when people say, oh, I can just go, I want to be in, like, so that camera come on you like this, you're like, huh? What? And you get nervous because it's a process, going to the auditions and sucking and not being good. Like, realizing going to a scene and you're like, my brain just got stuck. All those things happen, but it's how you deal with it is the part that gets you through it. Having the nerves, like, I'll go in audition, I'm still nervous. But then I say, Isaac, release the nervousness and just go have fun. I had to tell myself that. So really, it's a therapy, and acting was my therapy, and it probably saved me in a lot of ways when I got into it. I never knew I wanted to be an actor. Never knew it. I was so concentrated on playing football and always trying to put everything after that. I didn't know what my next step was going to be after that. So acting kind of found me. Terrence, we talked about it, and I'm not talked about it, but we talked about Lance Gross and Lamont Rucker for me were at the time. And I'll tell them because we were on a panel. We were just talking, and I'm discussing. I'm just coming from a football player. I wasn't an actor at this point yet. And I had been done playing, but I was on this panel at Essence Festival. We're talking, and I'm looking at them, and I'm, listening to answers, and then I'm walking down the street, and Lamont's talking about why did I get married? He can't walk anywhere. Lance is still, I can't walk anywhere. And honestly, I talk about this later, is that I liked the attention that they were getting. The gratification of just seeing that their work was being seen by other people was the part that I saw. I was playing football at the time that I wasn't getting that gratification because I was just grinding. I was grinding, trying to make the team like that. So I wasn't getting that, and I felt as a void. So acting to me just became my therapy to allow me to release the bitterness and anger that I've had sometimes in life, and then portray it into a character. Ooh, that was a
Mm.
long speech.
No,
That's
Yeah,
but that's
great.
so good. And like your
yeah,
honesty. I love your honesty, Isaac. You always like keep it all the way real. You brought up something about being nervous when you go into auditions, and you said
yeah.
in the auditions that you go in and you suck. So I want to ask Terrence and Isaac this. Do you remember an audition that you went in and you were just like, yeah, nah, I definitely ain't gonna do
Oh, that happens all the time. Before I answer that question, I wanna go back to the beginning. First of all, you know, doing your first movie role, I think you
Yeah.
said your first lead role. I gotta give you your flowers. It's no small thing. No matter whether, I mean, Tubi is huge now. First of all, like Tubi, all these outlets, people are going to where the content is, so it doesn't have the prestige like it used to 10 years ago. Now people will find good content, and every job booked is the audition for the next job. So I'm very proud of you just for doing it, and for having such a successful career. In radio, anytime you make that transition, it's a complicated transition. And I can relate to both of you and Isaac, because we're all multi hyphenates, right? We all came from doing one thing, and now we're doing something different, right? And it's a learning curve. When I think about, when I look at a film that I shot from 10 years ago. I did a movie called Perfect Match, and it's next year is his 10-year anniversary. And I look at it and I cringe at some of the things that was happening in his movie, and I'm like, wow, there was a groundedness that it just happens with maturity. That when you're young, you just kind of have a little bit more energy, and it kind of smooths out. And a lot of the things, like Isaac's saying, it comes with time. For me, not bringing my phone on set was really important. Whenever I had my phone on set, and whenever I, not to say my name in third person, but when I'm like thinking like Terrence J, then everything will sound and feel like that. But when I pull back, and I I just really try to be in the environment, be in the character, realize that if I'm doing a scene in this house, this is my house. If I'm running through the woods in the horror movie, this is my fear, right? And to Isaac's point earlier, it's just really embracing it, and just really trying to disconnect from who I am, and really just try to take the time to really be the character. But again, man, I commend you and anybody that has the bravery to step outside of their comfort zone, and do things that they never thought that they were going to do. And every single day, all of us, we're heroes, right? So and we try new things, right? Like I'm sitting there watching Damon co-host beside a seasoned veteran like you, and I could tell he's been practicing. He's doing a good job.
He is.
He's
He
doing a
is.
really good job, right? And
Except for
like,
one
so
thing.
for you,
Except for one thing. Is that car, the Morehouse car. That's the only thing.
besides that, he was prepared for everything else except for the Isaac card,
Yeah.
right? Except for the Isaac card. John called him out on that. All right, he was prepared for everything but that. But like anytime you're an executive and you say, hey, I'm gonna be part of this, I'm gonna do this differently, I'm gonna try this out, I'm gonna go from football, and now I see something else that is looks exciting, and I want to try that, I want to go from like it's all part of the journey that we're on, is exploration and being curious and finding new things to find meaning in life, and excitement. And again, I know I've now taken, the answer for that and made it more of an esoteric answer. But like, yeah, I think that everybody on this chat, is now spending their Saturday afternoon here for camaraderie and for learning and for, to leave with that inspiration. And I just think the biggest step to being great, whether it's acting or anything, is just taking that first step and just not being afraid to take that first step. There's thinkers and there's watchers and then there's doers and there's people that just doers, and you will get so much further by just being a doer than you will by watching somebody else do and live their dreams.
That's very true.
That's so good, Terrence. Thank you for sharing that, because I think that there's probably the majority of the people that are in the chat, because this is human nature. We get paralyzed by fear, and we have all these, oh, maybe I should, or if only, you have all of these things that you may want to try, but you will get stuck. So thank you for sharing those positive words. Really, because we all just need to continue to be reminded of that. So that was good. But I still want to hear about that audition that sucked, though.
Jay, quick update.
Yes.
Howard scored on a rollout pass. They are now up 7-0, kicking the ball off to FAMU. We're still in the second quarter. 10 minutes left, but Howard is up right now.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Now, who was it that was going for Howard between you and Terrence?
That would be me. That would be
That would be him. We still didn't put the bet on the line. I don't know if it doesn't need to be.
Oh man, you right. I'm slipping.
I'm about to say, first no Wells Fargo card, now you losing the bet, Isaac. It's just not your day, fam.
Bad day.
It's not my day right now, but that's okay. I'm high vibrations. Yeah, I'll do that. But Jay, you mentioned something about the auditions. It's a lot of them that I was looking at. Like, it's literally, sometimes I've been in an audition before where I literally just stumbled over all the words. And I was like, please just let me leave. Just ask me to go right now. Because right now I can't get it back because whatever reason, and part of it was, preparation, but also it was nerves. And we know that when the nerves get control of you, or you don't know how to control it, it was early on, you know how to control it, then you will get up there and you can lose yourself in a moment. And it's so much, it feels so embarrassing. It feels so like you feel out of touch, and then you feel like you're just upset and disappointed at yourself. But for me, I don't want that feeling again. So I made sure that preparation was there, but also the ownership, as Terrence alluded to earlier, is that even if you do stumble or mess up, you're like, okay, give me 1 second. Gather yourself, whatever it is. I like to count down from 5, or I gather myself and put myself back in the zone and then start back up. But at the beginning of my career, I didn't know that I had that capability. So I would go in the room and already exude lack of confidence, or exude, saying being new or green. And that comes off. And I think even not in acting, but in everyday life, when you walk into a room, you walk into the room with that ownership and that confidence for the new job. When you go into the bank, when you go into just whatever room that you need to be in, you need to learn that process. So I would tell anybody to take an acting class, even if you don't want to act, because it allows you to learn so much more about yourself, how you are seen and how you present yourself in a room. To go into a room and have a group of people that you do not know, and the coach says, hey, how do you perceive this person? I can stand up in the middle room and ask 12 people that don't even know me, how do you perceive? And to hear what they say, because that may not be equal to what you think you walk into the room looking like. So now you're like, okay, so now I got to take what I feel, but also what I present off to other people in consideration into what you do in your life. And it would change your life. Also, like I said, let go of your inhibitions, open you up to be able to be your true self. Because a lot of times we walk around with an image that we feel like we have to have, especially as a Black man walking around. I can't be 6'4", walking around muscle and just walking around angry all the time, because what is that going to do? That's going to become too intimidating. So when I take the time to understand if my smile, it eases up the room, then I understand how I present myself to people and learn how to be able to get what I want, and also just, win the room or win the character.
I just want everybody to understand y'all got on this hang free today, and y'all getting $1 million worth of game. I'm just saying, I think we need to charge next time, because these brothers are really dropping these gems, and we love it. We love it.
Okay, pick them up.
Pick them up. There you go. You got to pick them up. Let me shout out to Evelyn. I see you in the chat. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for hanging with us today. John, I'm going to get your next question because I know you got disconnected. Shout out to Ben. I see you jumping on. Justice Supreme, I see you jumping on as well. Now, I do want to announce, We do have our winner of our $250 Fanatics gift card. Andrea B is actually our winner. So congratulations. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with the $250?
Oh, I don't even know. My daughter goes to Stockton, so we probably need some books in Stockton.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Like it.
Talk with us. Talk with us. We can help guide you with what to do with that money too.
Well, what do you suggest, guys? What do you suggest?
It- Nails done.
I just got them done today.
You got them
Oh, you
done?
look
All
good.
right.
Oh, you look good. Okay.
Take yourself to a nice dinner. Enjoy it.
We're
True,
going to
true.
revert back to Wells Fargo for the financial advice because
Yeah, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
Terrence already got in trouble. Yeah, he already spent too much money on sneakers. So he got,
I'm already in trouble.
good.
Don't listen to
That's
me,
okay.
Andrea.
No, but
That's
we
okay.
definitely appreciate you hanging with us. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Again,
much.
shout out to the Fanatics for providing a $250 gift card. Don't spend it all at once. Spread it out. All right. Spread it out.
All right, will do. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
Okay, Damon, I'm going to toss it back over to you really quick because I want to talk about some of the early career opportunities that Wells Fargo has to offer. I know you guys have tons, so we want to make sure that we touch on that today. So
Yep.
tell us a little bit about that.
Thanks, Lady Jade. So I've got my colleague Ayana Collins is going to be on with us to talk about talent acquisition here at the bank. We just had a whole conversation about not just thinking about things, but actually being doers. We are the bank of doing, as my colleague Michelle Martin mentioned, and there are things that we are doing with college students to make sure that they really achieve and all the goals that they have, and we want them to achieve their goals with us. So Ayana, glad to have you on with us this
Yeah.
afternoon. Yes.
Yeah.
So check it out. We want you to first start off, share a little bit about who you are and what's your drive for doing this work here at Wells Fargo.
So, you know what? Thank you so much for spotlighting me, giving me the opportunity to share early career opportunities. But I can't start and just talk about early career opportunities before I say that I am a proud HBCU graduate from the North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Aggie
Hey.
Pride. There you go. Show
Aggie
the card. Wait a minute, put
Pride.
the card back down. Put the card back down before you get Isaac upset again. Put it back down. Put it back down. Yeah. No, and that's what drives me, right? And so I've been, HBCU runs deep, deep, deep in my family. Father, mother, aunts, uncles, brother-in-laws. We got the latest generations of cousins that are going through A&T. And so I want to make sure that I open that door and leave it open for my fellow HBCU alums to come in and start their career. And so that's what really drives me, right? Because when I was at school, we really didn't have that drive, that attention. We had it for, the engineering school. We had it for the business school. I was a psychology major. I got my master's in epidemiology. I know nobody on the chat really knows what that is, but I can share a little bit about that later on in the terms of a transition. But again, I just wanted to provide the tools and resources for students, right? So my title is a senior talent sourcing specialist. That's just corporate saying for that I'm a mediator. I find out what your goals are as a student, as a junior, as a senior. Where are you looking to go? What type of career are you looking to have? And then I match them up with career opportunities here at Wells Fargo. And then again, I make sure you have those tools and those resources that you need. And to be successful, I want you to have a successful application process.
I love it. I love it. So
Yeah.
a lot of times when people think about our bank, they think about the traditional things of a company
Yep.
like ours. But can you shed a little bit more light on the types of internship opportunities we have? Because I know it's a wide gamut
It
of
is.
opportunities the students
It,
have here.
It is. It absolutely is. And so when you think about banking, I know a lot of people, and of course I get this from a lot of students, you think, well, I got to be a finance major. I got to be an accounting major. I got to be an economics major. I got to want to go in investment management, or I want to be in wealth and investment management, something of that traditional banking, or I want to work as a teller, or I want to work in what we call like a brick and mortar retail bank. And that's just not necessarily true. I mean, we have about 13 different lines of businesses at Wells Fargo that don't require like from one side to the other. If we can look at it in chunks, you have the operation side. We are a large enterprise, 220,000 employees plus. So there's got to be some groups and some businesses or teams that will help us run efficiently, make sure that we're in compliance, organizational management with human resources, public affairs, our brands. I know you fall up in that team. Shout out to public affairs. Shout out to Gigi, Michelle, that were just on the call. But then you have like technology, you have operations. So you have so many different areas that I promise you, if you, and it's, I think it's like the link. I always want to do this. Click the link below. It's boundless opportunities. If you click the link, you share like some of your career interests. I promise you, I can find a career that might, or a program or an internship or a full-time career that might match your career aspirations. But there's just so many to explore.
Ayana, I love.
Wow, congrats, man. 19 years. That's huge. It just trumps my wow. Congrats, man. 19 years. That's huge. It just trumps my little 4. It'll be 4 in September next month. But yeah, it just goes to show you just the opportunities for growth within Wells Fargo.
So Ayana, tell me about this because
Yep.
I had some internships when I was in college, and they were cool. I got
Yeah.
a little bit of money and some experiences, met some leaders. But what do we do here at Wells Fargo? Because I know we do special things. I even heard this past summer we had interns down there in Orlando.
Yeah.
Share a
So
little bit more light on that.
yeah, we invest in our interns, and so that first week, and this was our second year doing it. We fly every single one of our interns. It's about 1,200. Your network is your net worth, and we truly believe that. So you're in there, you're learning from your peers. You get to meet your peers from all of the different universities that are coming in, and we truly get you ready for success. So you have a true week of in Charlotte or one of our other hub locations. You know exactly what you're going to do, and it is not a stereotypical internship where you are passing papers, getting coffee, stapling stuff together. You are actually a part of the team. You are asked to contribute and to contribute early, and so it is a great program. You have a manager, you'll have a program manager, you have the buddy. So we set you up for success. If you fail, it's on you. No, I'm kidding. But we just truly.
We've had interns.
Des Moines, St. Louis, Dallas,
Okay.
Irving. We got a big area. So yeah, all over.
So Ayana, as
Yeah.
unfortunately, Power Book 4 Forces last season is already about to air. So can I still get one of them interns? You said 2 cities, Phoenix and St. Louis. I might need a new job. So
Well, you know what, Isaac, if you are, you know what, listen, if you
I gotta roll into a class over
listen, you and me both. We both classed out of that front a little while ago, and so we got to look at other opportunities.
That's okay. I think we'll get you on, and then we'll fly you down to Orlando with the other students.
There you go.
There
There
we
you go.
So I got excited about flying me down and getting me into the room. Using my resources. Just use my resources. That's it.
That's it. Hey, close
He's
mouths
trying to
don't
get
fed.
that Morehouse card one way or another.
There's
Get in there. I got to get in the network now. So yeah. Okay.
You got to get into the network, man.
Yeah.
Ayana, I got one more question for you.
Let's go.
If there's a college student online or there's a parent of a college student, how would they get their child involved with our internship programs? What can they do? Where can they go?
Yeah, just like I mentioned, if you see those little ad banners at the bottom, if you see one that says Boundless Opportunity, I encourage you to click that link. It takes you to my team. You can share like your grad date, your major, what your career interests are, and we can get you in our pipeline. But you can also go to wellsfargojobs.com, and then you'll see in the toolbar or in the title bar, there's a early careers, and it shows like all of the different programs. It talks about what you will be doing, what's the ideal candidate, so you can really get up to speed in terms of where you fall, what type of training you need to get. But yeah, parents, if you're on, highly encourage your kids to go on to wellsfargojobs.com. Look at it for yourself, but have them connect with us. We would love to get to learn all your.
Thank you, Ayana. That was incredible. Those internships are so important. There's so many companies that don't do them anymore. So shouts out to Wells Fargo for understanding the importance of, getting our students and our young adults started, because what happens, you get released into the real world and you try to get a job. They tell you need experience. You're like, well, hello. How am I supposed to get experience? That's how I started in radio as an intern. And then, had a over 20-year career. So that is so incredible. So thank you, Ayana, again, and Damon, for letting us know about those opportunities there. All right, we're going to get Terrence and Isaac back on. We're going to have a little fun because it was funny, Isaac. This is such a great segue. You mentioned getting a job at Wells Fargo. But I gotta ask you,
Yep.
Terrence, we're gonna kind of like go back in time. I want to know what was either your first job or what was like a random odd job that you had like when you were like waiting on your big break.
Terrence,
Isaac, you got one?
I got a few jobs, man. I'm telling you, it took me a long time to get a big break.
Yeah. My first job, I was working at a shoe store, so I was selling sneakers. I was at Foot Locker. I was working at a shoe store, and then my literally my second job, I was interning for a radio station, and then I transitioned from like an intern to doing my own show, and then I went to college and studied broadcasting, and then that was the so yeah. So my only job in my life outside of the entertainment industry was working at a shoe store. Yep. I
Well, hold
enjoyed
on.
it too. I love sneakers.
Foot
So
Locker
what?
was like Foot Locker was like you were kind of cool if you worked at Foot Locker though,
Oh,
Terrence.
oh, for sure.
Yeah, you were.
For sure.
You were the hookup. You was getting them
Hey,
back
I was the
door.
plug.
You were the plug.
I was the plug.
So we gotta find out a way to.
I said I'm never going to do something like that. I was a dishwasher at a buffet restaurant, and they put me in the back, and I felt like I was in a dungeon. And no matter the feeling of feeling like I washed all these dishes, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden, and it's all the dishes back over and starting again. I would leave with like my clothes being wet, soggy. And I'm talking about, I only did that job probably for maybe 3 weeks, but it felt like an eternity because I was like, at this point, I was like, it's just not what it. And that was in high school. But to segue, because people see the NFL part, but before I got into acting, I was starting completely over. Like I didn't have the NFL money things that was going on, so I moved to LA, where the city where you can start over and recreate yourself in a way where people didn't know me from football. And at this point, I was picking up odd jobs as a security guard. I was working security guard at a bar called a Federal Bar that was out there in North Hollywood. Some people know that it's closed now. But there was one particular job where I was doing security. I met this other guy, security guard. He said, "You want to do some private security?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got a gun?" I said, "I don't know. Do I?" When I came to Arizona, he said, "Okay, we got to do an airport pickup. The right registration for this gun in LA, but you tell me it's okay." "No, it's okay. It's good." At these times, and they put you in the mindset, I'm looking for money. Like I'm looking like I'm in a spot, I'm not desperate, but I'm like, I'm picking up odd jobs while I'm trying to audition and things. We literally go to the airport. They randomly search our car, but don't say anything about the guns in the back. I don't think they look in the trunk. I don't know. And I'm like, out of all the cars, they're gonna randomly search ours. We're going to do an escort for Gwen Stefani. So we have to go to the international thing, watch Gwen Stefani, her kids, come out the thing and guide them to their car. That's the mission. And it's like, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, does that mean it's 1,000 people gonna be trying to come? We got to put barricades up. I don't know what this means. And I'm still worried about my gun, my holster ain't right. Look, what's going on here? So the thing I feel like saved us, and it said Gwen Stefani comes through the international part like a ramp. But One Direction was there too on another side. So One Direction was hot. So it's like all the people was paying attention to that. I'm like, Gwen, Miss Stefani, come on this way. Led me to be able to be like, you know what? I will never want to do a job like I gotta continue to grow and to be better and to go higher in life. Was the dishwasher job, shopping dishwashers, but it's like that just wasn't for me. And then the next one was, doing some random security jobs.
Wow. Yeah. What great stories. I love it.
Now, and so guys, so is this how long are we doing this this hang, right? And they're like 90 minutes. And I'm like, all right, the first hour of these things usually go really well, right? Everybody's buttoned up, everything is on point, but then once you start putting, and we talking about guns, we talking about pulling up to the airport, we got side jobs. We going through airports with guns. We got the Wells Fargo people getting nervous. We got them over here like, where is this going? Luckily, Isaac was protecting Gwen Stefani. Everything worked out. But that's why we got to be careful now, Lady Jade, with the questions we start asking, because now we starting to get real comfortable. We starting to get real. This is what really happens at HBCUs. The Wells Fargo people are getting nervous. They're like, hold on, is this okay? What's happening? Damon's gonna have to put this in a letter to HR. These things. So this is. We just want to welcome everybody to an actual HBCU experience because the more we start to hang out, the more comfortable we get. All right.
Well,
Soon,
family.
wings are gonna appear out of nowhere. We're gonna start setting out hops and marches.
Right.
You got to. We don't know what's in the cup at
That's
this
what I'm saying.
point.
We don't know.
It's
That's the whole point of it.
we have no idea. It started off as coffee, but now it might be an espresso martini. We don't know. All right. These hangs, they, you never know with the Omega Men. All right, but we're just so happy that y'all are, Jade. I just want to just remind you got to be careful around us now,
Yeah, and we
because me
still
and
got
Isaac are
15
getting real
minutes.
comfortable. We're getting real. This thing is turning into
That's a good point.
15 minutes
I'll
left.
scratch
All
my
right.
Hey,
that with the brown liquor or clear liquor or Domino's and spade. We ain't gonna do. We're not gonna do that. We gonna,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Well,
We're not gonna do that.
just
no.
make sure you use your HBCU branded debit card to make those purchases. Okay, do that.
Look, gang.
Damon is desperately trying to get this thing back on track. He's lifting up cards at this point to get it back on track.
It's all right, man.
Okay, so real quick, Ben, if you don't mind unmuting yourself, Ben, I know he has a question from the chat. Look, when we start tripping, we're gonna bring it back to the audience members. You are absolutely right, Terrence. All right, hey Ben, thanks for hanging with us. We can't hear you. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
He got a professional mic too. He still can't. Can't hear.
He does.
Yeah,
He's ready to go.
It went out.
Yeah.
Yo, Isaac, you funny, bro. He said he got a professional mic and we still can't hear him.
Turn red on your mic. Press the button on your mic and it'll turn back green.
There you go.
Hello.
There it is.
You go.
See, Isaac got jokes, and he's from Missouri too. Man, that's messed up.
Yeah.
I'm from Jeff City, Isaac. It's good to meet you.
Yeah. We don't even count that as Missouri.
Come on now. That's not nice.
I got you, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I have a question for all of you, really. First off, what's your favorite pair of shoes? Since we were talking about Foot Locker and Terrence's first job.
For me, classic Air Force Ones, a white pair of Air Force Ones. I wear them with everything. You can wear them with suits. You wear literally with anything. So probably Air Force Ones.
With that, I like Air Force Ones, especially. But I don't like the fact that my hometown representative Nelly made the price go up because Air Force Ones came out, and now the price is so high right now. But along with that, I'm no right now. I'm still, I still go the Jordans. I like the Jordan 3s. Is probably my favorite ones right now. So I say Jordan 3s. I have a bunch of Jordan 1s, but the Jordan 3s just stand out to me right now.
Okay. And Jay, you too.
Oh yeah, I'm a sneakerhead, so I'm a Jordan 1 fan, but I haven't been wearing them. I'm into dunks right now. Dunks are like my thing, so I love the dunks.
I was about to say the Jordan dunks are real nice.
Jordan dunks.
Yeah.
All right, very nice, very nice. Cool. All right, I have a question. So, Terrence, when you look back on your career, which role challenged you the most as an actor versus which role changed you the most as a person, and why?
Man, I knew that professional Mike was gonna come out soon enough.
Question.
Isaac, that's for you too, man.
Okay.
The role that challenged me the most was I just finished a movie with Megan Good, and so I produced it and Megan directed it. So we were really in the trenches together. We did a romantic comedy, a 30-day shoot for Tyler Perry. And that, for me, the duality of being in front of and behind the camera, something I've always really wanted to do, but that was probably the most challenging. And then the role that changed my career, was probably Think Like a Man. Playing the mama's boy and Think Like a Man changed my career, because at the time I was on a TV show called 106 in Park, and it was a really popular show. And it was that transition, right? So like Isaac was saying earlier, when he went from football but saw something different that he wanted to do, that was it for me. I was like, okay, I can do this and I really enjoy it, but I want to try something different. And in that film, I was with a bunch of actors that were, much more accomplished than I was. And so that was definitely what changed my life, was that role. I'm excited to hear everybody else's answer.
But Terrence, can I ask you something? Being in the like your film, I Think Like a Man, how was it being with those amazing actors? Like you said, they were established, but you all had a lot of scenes together. So, you know, seeing, I know the comedy aspect of it in between and, you know, the challenging part of that. How was that being on with that set?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was, I learned so much humility. Tim Story is an amazing director, and I'll tell a funny story, a quick one. So there's a viral scene from Think Like a Man, with between me and Kevin Hart, that just like went viral within this last year, where he's talking about, you know, my mom and like, yeah, you see your mom, and it's just a funny scene, and I was trying to like go back and forth with him, and Tim came in and was like, "Here, how about this? Why don't you just do nothing? Be the straight man in this scene. Let Kevin really like just go with whatever Kevin's doing. Don't worry about the lines. Throw the lines away, and let's see how it goes." And we just kind of improvised, and it was the first time in my life where I was like, "Oh, sometimes letting go can create the biggest moments. Sometimes not doing too much and just going with flow of things can really create magic." And so that I always tell that story, especially now because people are like reenacting that scene, and it was completely improvised, and it was just me not getting in his way, that really created some magic.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
What about I want to hear from Isaac, man. You got some crazy scenes.
I think, you know, I think right now, you know, the most challenging, I mean, it wasn't a challenge, it was fun, man. But when I got when I got the role of Diamond, and I say this because now I've done other stuff before. The most challenging, honestly, before that was just trying to get these different roles, like the auditioning and trying to find another role. You know, and you know, people don't see all those different things because it's like you're really at your point. Like you sometimes go in there feeling desperate going to the audition room because you're like, this job would change my life. I'll pay the rent next month. I'll pay these bills in a couple of months if I just get this job. And then you have to like learn, like, okay, well, no, I ain't gonna be desperate. I'm just gonna go in there, I'll patrol the room. I'm not desperate about it because I don't want it to come off like that. So the challenging part is just really for me was getting the roles and being in those rooms and just like and dealing with life in that aspect. But when you get it, you know, on Power Diamond, to me, because we have these crazy scenes and we have an amazing cast. So to me, it's challenging in the sense of that because you got to bring it every day.
Yeah.
You got to be able to bring it. Be prepared enough because you're going with the Joseph Coors. You're going with, you know, Shane Sharps and then Tommy Flanagan and, you know, these different cast people that are also great actors, but they bringing it. And the intensity in these shows is intense. So can you match it? And even on the days when you don't feel like it, like people don't realize we don't feel like acting and entertaining everybody every day. We can go on set and not feel good, have something else going on in life, but it's like you said, Jay, earlier, you got to be able to turn this switch on to give the people what they want because you owe something to the character and you owe something to the audience and the people that you are serving at that present moment. And that's your job. So, you know, you deal with those things and that's the challenge. But, you know, any role you get, man, is just like one that is graceful, is exciting, is a blessing because there's so many people that audition for these roles. There's so many people out there for that same role and somehow you got chose for it. Whatever their reason, those yeses in the other room, they chose you for that role. And now you have to live up to it. And that's what's important about it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my take.
How do you? I have just a follow up to that. How do you know that you?
Now, Ben, you know this is like when we be at a black church. You gotta you gotta live it. This your last one?
Hey, he got that mic. It's the mic right there.
Yeah.
You feel a little
Go ahead,
home.
Ben.
You feel a little comfortable right now. You got that mic on. Like I ain't set it up for nothing. Don't be taking over, man. Don't be trying to take over, man. Look,
my bad.
No, seriously, this is a great conversation. Thank you guys for sharing all this versus just like performing those lines.
I'll let you go, Isaac.
I mean, for me, I found it because by the time the third season came around, it just felt like the words would just come. Like I could read the script, I could know the scene, but now I found it because the first season, we understand it's a new show on Power Before Force for us because it's a new show. So I had to learn who this character is. I'm developing who this character is. It's not like his character's already been established. So I'm trying to figure out who he is at the same time while we're actually shooting. But when it comes down to that third season, like, no, we know who Diamond is. We know what he's about. And now it's just flows for me to when the script is like it's you know, it becomes just very natural. And if they're in the short term of it, it's just when you know the lines back and forth, it's like a rap song or an R&B song. When you know it back and forth, you can sing that song any kind of way you want to. You can change the melody up, but you know the words. So now you become comfortable with that song enough to where you can. It's not a performance. It's me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a performance. That's one of the first things I learned in Addy class. Oh, that felt like a performance. I mean, what do you mean? It's because it had no depthness to it. It had no type of soul or truth to it that you just kind of just said the lines in a way. When you say a line and you have something to mean, or you read or you watch a show and you like, damn. You know, I felt they pulled me in. It's because that person got comfortable into that in that role, into that scene, and they were able to be able to just bring the truth out of it and the authenticity.
Look, when you said that, Terrence started thinking of a song in his head. Terrence, what's that song for you that you know all the lyrics to? Let us find out.
What a song I know all the lyrics to?
Because when he said, you know, it's like that R&B song, you was like, I was like, you look like
Oh
you are
yeah,
ready
no. I was captivated by Isaac's answer, and just I was actually really just thinking about how much I really enjoyed this moment, you know, this time that I got to spend with you, Jade, and to spend with everybody on this chat. You know, the Orange Blossom Classic and HBCUs, and being able to like hear from other professionals and like these questions and all the cool stuff. Wells Fargo, that nodding was like, man, this actually was a really fun afternoon. I really enjoyed this.
Hey,
No, Terrence,
Terrence, that
we
was good because the next
appreciate
thing
you
she's
too.
gonna do is ask you to sing it. So that was a great
No,
job.
no, no, no. Yeah, you saw it. That's called a pivot. I pivoted out of there. I
Yeah,
pivoted.
I know that's a great job. Great job. Because she's gonna
You
ask you
know,
to
when you
sing
work
it.
with somebody, you two are like, y'all catch everything that I'm, you know, y'all know how to get around it, everything. I'm like, because you knew where I was going with it, Isaac.
I
You
knew
knew.
where you was going, Jay.
Yes.
I knew you was going.
Bobbing and weaving. I had to get up out of there.
You're so
That's
good.
right.
Well, Terrence, I know you have to jump off because I know you have tons of things to do. I think I speak, and I'll let Isaac say it as well. I think I speak for both of us when I say you are such a joy. You have been so great. We
Yep.
can't wait to see you on more hangs. This was like just sitting
Thank you.
around at a barbecue, just chilling with your family, and we love you. We support you. We respect you. And Damon, don't go anywhere because there's one more thing we got to talk about with Wells Fargo. But I just want to go ahead and respect Terrence's time. I
Yeah.
know he. So Isaac, you want to say your goodbyes to Terrence as well?
Hey man, Terrence, you know, brother, it's been a blessing for us to have these conversations, man, and to be able to witness your career over these years, man. You've been an inspiration as well. And I hope these people are really listening to the gems that you've been dropping and continue to follow and watch you, man, because you are doing amazing things, brother. And I look forward
Wow.
to us in person,
I,
yeah, to hang once
man.
again, you know. So I look forward to it, brother. You be safe.
I can't wait, Isaac. Like I said, man, I'm a fan of yours, and I can't believe this is our first time working together. I can't
Yeah.
wait for many more. We got Jade to keep us on track. We got you keeping up with the football score, and then I'm like
Yeah.
the uncle that just don't pay attention to nothing. You know, I'm sorry for cutting up, Joe. I'm sorry. Next time, I know the score is better. But man, did I have a fun time with you all today, and I appreciate you guys for having me.
I got you back.
Love you, Terrence. Thank you
Love you
so much.
guys.
Enjoy your
Love you
day.
guys. All right, bye, guys.
All right.
Bye. All right.
Jay,
So Isaac, you
Jay,
jumping too?
yeah, I just got the quick update. I mean, well, we're a little behind, but it's FAMU kicked the field goal, so they now have 3 points. They have the ball. They're driving down the field. So the score right now is 7-3. We have 58 seconds and counting, and going into the second quarter. I mean, ending the second quarter, they're going to halftime, and that's when
Do
the
y'all
band's gonna get
know
on the
why
field.
I love Isaac? Isaac, when I say Isaac is gonna make sure that he keeps me on, Isaac, you have no idea. Like you are, me and you are. I think I need to check your DNA. I think we may have the same daddy.
Hey, we good. We do good together. It works out, and it's good.
Isaac,
Like so, yeah.
you already know we're always right here. Now, real
For
quick,
sure.
I do have to bring Damon back in because we've talked about the talent acquisition at Wells Fargo, the HBCU Legends cards. So now we have to talk about the home lending because you guys have some incredible programming going on there with the home lending business at Wells Fargo. So we want to ensure that we're educated on how possible home ownership is through Wells Fargo. So let's talk about it, Damon.
That's it. That's it. I love it. Home ownership is something that's big with us. I got a colleague by the name of Awanike Brady who's going to be joining us to talk a little bit about that, of course. Awanike, so good to see you.
Hey, Damon, good to see you.
Awesome. Awesome. So I got to start off. I mean, obviously, we're watching a football game. It's an HBCU football game. Can you just share with us a little bit about that connection between football, HBCUs, and home ownership for Wells Fargo?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really simple. It's legacy, right? It's the legacy and the spirit of the game. It's the rich and storied legacy and history of HBCUs. And then it's the legacy of wealth creation through home ownership. And so working with opportunities such as the Orange Blossom Classic, it really aligns with our efforts to make meaningful impacts with students, the alumni, like the whole HBCU ecosystem. And so on Hang today, y'all have heard from my colleagues earlier, Michelle and Ayana speak to our HBCU Legends card and our talent acquisition opportunities. And so our corporate culture is infused with supporting financial health initiatives at historically Black colleges and universities. So definitely legacy. Wells continues to support the legacy of opportunity that HBCUs create. Whether it's mentorship programs, virtual events like today's Hang, or through workforce development programs to teach about mortgage and financials. There's so many great connection points. And Damon, while we're talking legacy, I'll go ahead and put a plug in for maybe to expand your Rolodex of HBCU legends to include some D9 love. I'd love to see my sorors from Zeta Phi Beta sorority incorporated, represented in that collection.
I love it. Duly noted. Duly noted.
Okay.
Now you want to, Kay, you can't do that, and then the Delta's got to jump in. Like, come on,
I get all D9 love.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Okay.
We're gonna definitely work on that. So, Wanda K, obviously, there's people watching, and they may be thinking about buying a home, getting that dream home, whether they're a college student or they're someone who's been in the workforce for years. What are those steps that they can take to do that? But before you even get to that, share a little bit about who you are, because most people might assume that you're actually selling mortgages for us, but that's not what you do. You do some other work for us.
That's true. It's interesting. When Ayana was speaking earlier about, you start in one place and you end up in another. My background is in fashion and entertainment. So I always tell people housing's not my first love, but it quickly became my passion. And having those transferable skills between industries is something that I've been able to leverage into this role. But I am the vice president of customer growth segments at Home Lending, and I lead the critical work around advancing home ownership. So it's really great to be here and hang with y'all today. But to your point, Damon, you and you can probably attest to this. As soon as anyone finds out, friends, family, and you say you work for Wells Fargo, the first question that comes up, it starts to be about the market, economics, the mortgage rates, is now the right time to buy? All of those kind of dynamic questions come into play. And so I would definitely start with getting educated on the process and understanding what your options are, what your financial wherewithal is, to be able to make that purchase decision. And you want to align with trusted advisors, accredited professionals that can kind of guide you through your purchase process. And so I do want to give a shout out to Latasha Owens, who's joining us today. And Latasha is a home mortgage consultant with us here at Wells Fargo. So for anyone who's looking to start your home buying journey and you have questions, you can go ahead and drop some of those in the chat and connect in with Latasha as we kind of wrap up through today's hang time. And Terrence and others were talking earlier about, buying a bunch of sneakers and jewelry. Latasha can talk with you about your spending habits and how that impacts your home buying journey. And everyone enters at a different place. And when it comes to that journey, so I'd start with the conversation with a home mortgage consultant. You could find an amazing partner like Latasha where you are located, and we can certainly help you do that. And for those that aren't ready to jump into the full home ownership journey, really getting an understanding of it, doing the due diligence, maybe getting some housing counseling, starting with a HUD approved housing counseling agency could be your first step. For others, it may be connecting in with a real estate professional because you have found your dream home and you're looking to get into that entry point. But I'd start with your home mortgage consultant first that can help you get pre-qualified. You can kind of know how much you're able to purchase in today's market. and really give you that trusted advisor to work with you. You know, we're on a hang, and you're talking about the connection point between the game and mortgage, and you want to build a team. You want to build a team around you that's going to cheer you on, that's going to lead you in the right direction, give you the right plays. And so you want to work with folks that are prepared and are also accredited to do that. So that would be my suggestions.
Okay. And so can you follow that up by sharing some of those challenges that you hear about and see that people have to get into home ownership?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the biggest challenge is the education around it, right? Like you want to know where you are and where to start, right, in your home buying process. But some of the other challenges that folks face are related to access to down payments. You know, the money that's needed to get into the home. So I'm gonna do a little something that's impromptu, and I know we're close to time. But for those of y'all in the chat, you know, what do you think is the normal or kind of standard percentage point or rate that you would need to put down to a house? You know, is it 5%, 10%? So as you're thinking about it, just drop it into the chat and what you think that is that you need. All right, I see 10%. I see 20%. And for years, needing 20% down is that myth, and it kind of continues to linger. And the reality of it is, Damon, at Wells Fargo, we have mortgage programs such as our Dream Plan Home Mortgage Program, which offers as low as 3% down on a fixed mortgage rate. And so there are some eligibility criteria, but these are spaces that your home mortgage consultants can work with you as part of your home buying journey. So if you're doing simple math, right, you know, this myth of needing 20% down, let's say you have a $200,000 house. 20% is 20 grand, or I'm sorry, is 40 grand. But if you have a 3% down offer, it could be around $6,000. And that is a significant opportunity there, right, to create more access to home ownership when you have access to products that have a lower down payment rate. And so if we stay in that vein for just a little bit more, you know, Wells Fargo remains committed to helping to address the homeownership gap for low to moderate income customers so that there's sustainability in being able to keep and maintain your home and pass it on to create that wealth generation. And we offer down payment assistance programs. There's a home buyer access grant. You can certainly click on, to Ayana's point, you know, the link below or other links on the screen to learn more about the home buyer access grant, which offers $10,000 towards down payment assistance. We also have the Dream Plan Home Closing Cross Credit Program, which allows for up to $5,000 to pay for non-recurring fees. So those are those one-time fees that come up that are related to closing. So there's some really great opportunities and products and programs out there to help your home ownership dream become a reality.
I love it. So, Iwanike, you have dropped a bunch of gems on us around home mortgage. Glad to see Latasha is on. So, if you've got some questions, hit her up in the chat with those questions. She's ready to answer those. And of course, if you have more questions, you want to sit down with somebody, they can come into a branch, right? Or they can call one of our numbers here to make sure that they can have that conversation. If I'm correct.
Absolutely.
Love it, love it, love it. And if I'm correct too, Iwanike, we've got a college student or a former college student who bought a home by the name of Nicholas Whiteside. I believe Nicholas is on. I see you, man. I see you.
Hello.
Glad to have you here. So I know you're an HBCU grad, of course. We love to hear about that journey, but also, man, you were inspired to join the Home Free USA Center for Financial Advancement, Home Ownership and Workforce Development Program. Can you give us some more information about that journey from HBCU to owning a home?
Absolutely. And so I started with the Center for Financial Advancement Program my freshman year at Fisk University. Of course, you know, being at the HBCU, you get a holistic education and leadership development experience. And so my 4 years going through CFA's program, or the Center for Financial Advancement's program, with the sponsorship from Wells Fargo, really pushed me in terms of leadership, in terms of job availability, and most importantly, you know, financial empowerment, which helped me a lot when it came to actually building my my bank account and building my credit to get my home. Graduating from college, I actually bought my house 2 months after leaving Fisk. And so I went right back to my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, and bought my house in the same neighborhood that I actually, I bought my house in the same neighborhood that I actually grew up in. And so it was really good for me to actually be able to do that and have the opportunity to create that encouragement for other individuals in my area. And so that's a little bit about where I started and just joining the program and some of the things that it did for me.
So I'm curious, in your mind, what was that moment when you knew you were ready to buy a home? Because I know when I came out of college, we were all talking about, man, I got to get an apartment here in Greensboro, North Carolina. You got a roommate? Because I can't pay that. I can't pay that rent all by myself. So, that's what we were thinking. And I wasn't thinking about a home at that time. So for yourself, what was that moment that
So
light turned on?
the light turned on for me in the CFA program. And so I joined college. My valedictorian speech in high school was, you can make it in Memphis. The goal isn't to make it out of Memphis, but to make something out of Memphis. And so my whole thing going to college was to teach other individuals that you can create opportunity in any community that you live in. So for me, joining the CFA program was that lead towards that goal. And so CFA, Wells Fargo was my first bank account. So when they told me Wells Fargo was a partner on campus, I said, oh, well, I'll bank with them. I'm good. They're going to give y'all some extra money. But you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, getting into the program and having an opportunity to talk to experts, having an opportunity to be coached by individuals, and most importantly, having those connections to folks who are at Wells Fargo, who come and kind of do what we're doing today and talk a little bit more about, the cool side of lending and how opportunity is all across the United States. I think that opened my mind. I realized that it was possible, and I stopped thinking I needed to be 30 and have $22,000 in my bank account before I could actually purchase a home. And so just going through that program, having that mentorship, having that development, and most importantly, having the support of an organization like Home for USA and Wells Fargo in partnership, really helped me kind of just get over any hurdle or misconception about what I could do as a young Black man in America.
I love it. And so, Nicholas, I got one more question for you. What would you say to colleagues of yours, people you went to school with, and even younger people who are still in college? What advice would you give them about taking that step to looking at home ownership?
So the first thing I think about in terms of advice is, what do you want out of life? And the first thing most people will say is something that I can own, something that I can control, I can change up, that I can call mine. And there's no better asset than having a home. And so for the individuals who are thinking about it, start early. I am 26 years old now. I bought my house at 22. And for the last 4 years, I have been building consistent equity. I've been able to start a business. And most importantly, when things happen, such as like getting in a car accident a couple of months ago, I have some reserve funds because of my house to be able to purchase a new car. And so those are things where I feel you never know what's coming up next. And so you have to be able to really look toward the future, and just hope that, you're prepared, but you can get yourself prepared by talking to the right people, going to Home for USA, going to Wells Fargo, and really paying attention to how you want to live your life. And I think that will help them kind of walk in the right direction so that they can get started, because you have to walk in the right direction first.
Nicholas, you are challenging all of us to level up in our thinking. I love it, man. You are challenging us. Love it. And Wanake, when you hear Nicholas talk and share this, what's coming to your mind here?
Oh, it's incredible. It's kind of that fuel that keeps us staying in this work and pushing us to create more opportunities to close the gap and grow home ownership. But I do want to give Nicholas his credit and in the drive to drive home the strong sentiment. And Isaac spoke to it earlier, and he said you have to put in the work. And Nicholas put in the work. And anyone looking to start this journey of home ownership and wealth creation, you've got to get educated. You've got to lean. You've got to go through the rigor of the process. It's not difficult, but you have to stay in it and you have to put in the work. So I love that. It's just awesome to hear his story and be able to share it with others.
I love it. I love it. Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us. Wanake, love working with you. Looking forward to working with you some more on some other hangs. And of course, Isaac, I'm curious. We still got you on the line. What's your home ownership story?
Which one? I got a whole bunch of those. Meaning good and bad. But no. Right now, I currently reside in Phoenix, Arizona. But I remember back in the day where, when I bought my first home, I wasn't as educated, and I didn't, I just wanted to try to, get a home and be able to say that I bought my first home. And not being educated, I realized was my own fault, because it's not anybody else's responsibility to educate you when it comes to finances and to house, the only home ownership. But we now have so many different outlets to be able to seek that knowledge. I always say one of the biggest things, not only going into the branch of Wells Fargo or, any bank that you all may bank with, but Wells Fargo is the one you need to go to in this instance. But it's YouTube University and money. There's so many things that in the fine print. You have to find out what suits you best. And then after that, you find out what after that, what because there's always, do you refinance? Do you not refinance? Interest rates, all those different things come into play when it comes to home ownership. Right now I reside in Arizona. I bought this house, and I went through the process of really kind of understanding what it is to home ownership and how much will I get approved for. But is that still, just because you get approved for that much doesn't mean it's something that can fit into your budget. That monthly rate. So don't you go get approved for this $1 million home, but that $1 million home is gonna come with a mortgage every month. Are you gonna be able to keep up with that? And that's what's important. So pay attention to that, and then pay attention to the interest rates. One of the biggest topics right now is interest rates. Are they dropping? They're extremely high, but do you buy when they're extremely high and then refinance when it's low? It's sometimes just sometimes you just got to get in the game. But understanding those different things, is because now I'm at a point right now. I'm looking to see, okay, what can I refinance, and then what can I do with that money when I refinance? Do I want to roll it over to another property somewhere and use it as some type of cash flow property, or what do I do? And it's just having understanding. So seeking the knowledge, I think, is important. Having this conversation, be able to have assets like you all from Wells Fargo to be able to talk to. So I think I want everyone that's in the chat or listening to take advantage of going to do the research. Go find the knowledge, seek it, go find it, and see what's best for you. Not because it's not best for everybody.
That's right. Well, we talked earlier about, when people are dropping gems, we got to make sure we're picking them up. So look, even if you don't know where to go research it, go to homefreeusa.org. They're going to help you prepare there. Make sure they are literally putting the information and the education out there. That education and exposure is so important. Nicholas is a true testament that if you just have the information, you can do anything, right? And so Wells Fargo is willing to walk you, like you said, Damon, I love you said it earlier. You said from the beginning to the end, right? Of all of the, but
Rooted to the tutor. That's what
the rooted to the tutor. That's right. Absolutely. So thank you guys for that. Think about it. Today we talked about talent acquisition, the HBCU legend cards. We talked about home ownership. Like literally Wells Fargo has information that you need. So if you don't know where to go, hit up Wells Fargo. They will walk you through the process. Isaac, I have to just, again, my brother from another mother, so blessed today that I met you. You always make these hangs so enjoyable. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for today. You're incredible. I think the world of you. We're always cheering for you. We can't wait for your next huge role. God is blessing you. So thank you for that.
Yes. This has been an amazing time, Jay. You always bring a light to this whole thing, and I love how you keep us all in line. You like that? You keep us in line. You like that sexy, attractive, no principal from the school. Just keep everybody together. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate Wells Fargo, Damon, everybody. Okay, and just because I feel like what we were able to do is have fun, but also present some knowledge. So being able to do that, I think is incredible. Let me get my video back up. Okay, see if that's working. But I think it's just incredible right now for us to be able to continue to have fun, because it brings a light in situation, but knowledge. I think knowledge is power, and we have to seek it, and we employ everyone to be able to have an understanding. When you have understanding, you understand a lot of things, and that way you can relate to a lot of people, and that makes you a very versatile person and a diverse person. So again, thank you. Yeah, letshang.live, you're doing an amazing job of bringing us all together. So please keep that up, and anything you need from me, you know that. And I just thank you all for letting me be a part of this.
Absolutely. And I want to remind everybody that we have a hang coming up. Opening on Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Dallas versus Philly. Cowboys. Lord have mercy. We are gonna have a hang. It's gonna be a fun one. If you don't have any spots, make sure you log on to letshang.live. Sign up for that. We will be in the building hanging with us. Thank you again to Damon and Wells Fargo for this event. Love learning more about you want to K, all of our guests that just hung with us. Ask your questions. Now, my last one. If you're in the fanatic, you have another opportunity coming up on Thursday. Versus Philly. Okay, so make sure you register. Go ahead, Vernon Davis, and being with us. Go to letshang.live. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Have an incredible weekend. Until next time we hang.
Peace.
Thank you all.